Back in the workshop today, I'm going to jump straight in and get to work on the burst cannon. We're going to remove the corners, put in a chamfer, and then hopefully fill in the gaps and create a smooth skin over the top, ready to start carving in the details. So I'm just going to jump straight into that. Okay, it's the next day. I've finished putting the chamfers on. I've also filled in all the gaps and smoothed down the edges. The next step is to sand that down, make it nice and smooth, and then we can glue the skin over the top and make it a really nice smooth surface that we can work from. So I just started applying the contact adhesives onto the side of these panels, and then immediately it started to melt the board. Now, I've not had this problem before with these boards and this glue, but all of a sudden this time round, for whatever reason, it's actually melted straight into it, which kind of put a pause on my plans then. I've filled it all in at the moment. I'm going to have to wait for this to dry before I can then sort it out, but it looks like I'm going to need to find an alternative to gluing it in. I've got hot glue, but I don't like how lumpy it leaves it. I guess I'm going to have to experiment and see what I can come up with. It's been an awfully long time since I started putting the sides on. The weather's been extremely unpredictable. It's brought in a load of cold temperatures, at which point the glue I've been using, PVA, just hasn't been setting very quickly. Now, it's taken a long time, but it has finally set. I've got it wrapped all the way around. What I need to do now is trim the sides, trim the excess off, and neaten up the edges, and then start piecing together this back end here. It's looking pretty smooth down the sides, so we should have a good result. It's been some time since we put the skin on. Unfortunately, life just has gotten in the way. We now need to smooth out all the corners. As you see, they're quite rough. We just need to get a Dremel on that. We also need to disassemble the entire front section so that we can glue on the front and smooth that out. And then there are a few areas where it's bubbling up that we need to address. While it's disassembled, we're going to fill in these voids that are actually in the burst cannon as well. I've got some of his 1/2 mil plastic guard that I'm just going to glue over the top of that and make it nice and neat. Unfortunately, that's all we've got time for today. We've done a lot of neatening up on the burst cannon. We've covered up the structural components here. When we next work on the burst cannon, we'll be working on the detailing down the side, trying to work out where things are going to go before we cut. That will give us locations to place on the 3D printed parts. After that, we'll look at reattaching the ammo drum, or perhaps even working on the joystick as well, the controls, how I'm going to hold it up. So be sure to look out for that. So the next video we're going to be working on the stealth suit, finishing off the pelvis, the skin. We're also going to start sealing the armor plates ready for painting. And then once they're painted, we can work out how they're going to be attached. So make sure you look out for that. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button and notification bell icon, and I will see you next time.